welcome back to Alaska Hillbilly Homestead. I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember to do your research. This is just an example of wildcrafting, foraging in the woods for food and medicine. But you need to do your own research and make sure that nothing is going to interact with any medications you're on or side effects. So it is another beautiful day here in South Central Alaska, and I'm about to take a walk in the woods, and I wanted to take you with me to show you some wild medicinal food and medicine that grows here in Alaska. So people have been wildcrafting for a very long time, and what that means is that they're going out and gathering plants for medicine and food in its natural environment or habitat. And right here I have a few things that I'm going to show you that I just found in the yard. And we've got dandelion, just the greens here. The flowers all withered up, but the greens have a lot of benefits. It's like a digestive bitter. There's lots of goodies here. Some more dandelion greens. We have white man's foot, also known as Plantango major, and this helps pulls from like chest colds, or if you have a wound, maybe a tooth infection or something going on with your gums. Eat it. Make a poultice with it. I dehydrate it and use it for a cough, a cold tea in the winter, because I know it will pull the chest congestion from your chest. It's an export. I know I'm talking and eating. And then we have another goodie here called Fireweed. It grows up here in Alaska. And it's called Fireweed because what grows back after a fire? Fireweed. Will help rebuild the soil. It's a really good plant here. But the leaves and the flower here have a lot of benefits you'll learn about in this video. And then yarrow. This beautiful plant here, which I love. It has so many beneficial uses. Just make sure you know what you're picking, and if you're interested in wildcrafting, get a really good book for your area, that in your region, what you should be looking for. So I am standing here next to this beautiful plant that is called fireweed, and it grows from Alaska down to California, and there's a lot of uses for this plant. And if you're just wandering in the woods and you come across this plant, you'll see the beautiful flowers on it, and you cannot ignore its beauty and abundance here in Alaska. And for a medicinal use, it is really good to bring down a fever, or you can use the leaves to make a tea for any gut problems that you're having. Just one of those beneficial wild plants out there. You can also take these flowers, strip them off of here like that, and gather them and make a delicious jelly with them, or a syrup, a nice sweet syrup to put on your salmon or something delicious. Or just use these flowers in a fresh tea. Gather the leaves. You can dehydrate it for your teas. And remember to gather the leaves. The leaves are very beneficial on this plant. You just pull it up the stalk and it removes very easily. There are so many beneficial uses for fireweed. Fireweed also helps reduce inflammation. Some yarrow, another awesome medicinal plant that you can use that will, look at these leaves here. You really want to know what you're identifying. But this plant is really good for any wounds. It will coagulate and stop the bleeding. It also is an antiseptic and antibacterial. There are lookalikes. There's actually a plant here that some people have mistaken as a lookalike. Now that is not yarrow, and this is yarrow. So that's where our book would come in to play here to help you identify. You want to look at the leaf structure. It is very different from this plant here, which is an angelica, poison hemlock, are lookalikes to the yarrow, and a lot of times they will be growing near each other. This is a nice tight cluster of flowers. You can make a tea out of this, and it's really good for women. It helps the blood flow in your uterus. Now, if you're pregnant, you would not want to use this plant here. Yarrow would not be beneficial for you. But you can make a bug spray, a salve for bug bites. But you always want to identify the plant that you're picking and make sure this is the plant you're looking for. And it is a beautiful plant. I love the flowers. Lots of people will grow yarrow in their yard. Now, this is wild yarrow, so it has a lot of health benefits. If you're getting yarrow that's a hybrid, it's not gonna have all those benefits as wild yarrow. Sometimes you'll find the pink yarrow wild too here in Alaska, but rarely. My daughter always finds it and points it out. And you can dehydrate this. This is what I do. I dehydrate the flowers for my tea. And then I also dehydrate these leaves here. And then I break it down into a powder. And it is for our first aid kit to stop bleeding. And it works awesome. Here are some beautiful wild Alaskan red currants. They love to grow near old trees, water areas. They're not ripe right now. I just ate one and it was definitely not ripe. But one way you identify them is their leaf and their beautiful berry and how they cluster, and at the very tip here. You see that? You're gonna notice that also, little black spot. Very yummy to make a jam with. Here's the star of the show, yarrow. Do not forget about all its medicinal and, what was I gonna say? All the good things about yarrow. Just learn about yarrow, especially if you're a woman. Learn about yarrow. Dehydrate it, make a tea with it. If you're out in the woods and you get a cut, use it to stop yourself from bleeding and it'll clean your wound. There's so many benefits to this plant. So many uses. So I am in this beautiful place exploring near a cabin that my in-laws are staying at up Clark Wolverine Road. And I just wanted to share what I was able to find in about 5 minutes on a walk. And that's what I love about Alaska, is we are in a food forest. I hope you enjoyed this video.